Hello and welcome to Crimson Moon. Well, last time we were seeing how Shinja's lives go out of control as his sister basically starts imitating him to such a perfect degree. He is about to be replaced altogether. We already know things are going to end badly for the two of them. So let's continue. In the end, it became apparent. It couldn't become Machina. I couldn't become Machina. That without any thoughts can be achieved with a soul. I was all cracked, but wasn't crumbling yet. I was afraid of Machina, and then I got tired from being scared and started thinking of a way out from this situation. To start with, can I do something so Machina leaves me alone? She was copying me because I didn't save her from her classmates' bullying. It's her revenge. If I say sorry, maybe she'll forgive me. I hope. I got out from the bed and talked to Machina, who was right here. Why? I was never mad at you, she says, fixing the broken shelf. Uh, the family's voices were coming from the kitchen. Dad, maybe it's time to throw away that cage? Do whatever you want, Machina, but why do you want to throw it away? I thought you treasure it. Nah, I never once treasured it. Inside it was just a meaningless worm anyway, and it's boring to be honest. I feel like killing her. My locket, my lock, my locket body and constantly tipped soul reached a limit and broke it. What's with that everyday tone? Like everything's over. She stole his Aori Shinja, no one cares now? Yes, how naive I am. How naive I am. N- Not revenge, not being mad. She won't be touched by such humane emotions. It's meaningless to say sorry. She never had any feelings about me. So now she'll get for it. If I become useless to her now, before that happens, I'll avenge myself. A burning inextinguishable determination. All fired up, I waited for the night, made sure it's past 2 o'clock, and started to look for a fitting tool. How lucky. Even though a toy, there was a baseball bat in a cabinet. A toy but made of steel. It's gonna hurt if you get hit with that. But it can't be helped. I rewound everything that happened in my memory, concentrated my hate. Hands tightly gripping the handle. It's lighter than I thought. Even I will manage it like that. Slowing my breath, quietly I opened the door. Now through the hallway, through the kitchen and then to Makina's room. Yes, I had to do so from the start. I'm not weaker than her. Even Makina is a girl. If she gets hit with a bat, it will hurt. Break her hand. At least she'll think about it and understand it's dangerous to corner me. I enter the hallway. Four steps ahead. After I 4 steps after I enter the kitchen. The lights are out. The kitchen is covered in darkness, with no human presence. Some more steps and the kitchen is left behind. At the same time, ah, The other side of the kitchen, before the open storage room door, stood Hisaori Makina. Like in a mirror, at exactly the same time that I entered the kitchen, Makina left her room. In my hand, I hold the baseball bat. In her heart is a sharp and shiny knife. It was a complete imitation. She knows Hisaori Shinjan's consciousness state. She knows its limits. She's imitating Hisaori Shinja. But a knife and a bat. My Shinja wanted to scare her. Makina's Shinja wanted to kill. Damn. Makina smiles in embarrassment. So I made a mistake in the end. Sorry, Shinja, you appear to be smaller. That's when it happened, I guess. What was before me finally crumbled to dust. I can't defeat this. Can do whatever I want, but my Hisaori Shinja can't match her Hisaori Shinja. I just didn't understand before that I'm already an empty old caterpillar cocoon, left to be stepped on and forgotten. Beginning of 2001, my last story before I came to the clinic. That day was Makina's birthday. It wasn't even mentioned until last year, but now from dusk, mother and father were engrossed in preparations. I locked myself in my room and I only prayed for dawn to come. Isaori Shinja was long in Makina's ownership. She just has to wish for it and I'll disappear. Makina's birthday. Holy resurrection of the one who was dead, but reborn as Hisaori Shinja. Makina got lively from the very morning. She called me to join in a lot of times, saying I should dine with everyone at least today. Not funny. Even in this room I feel like disappearing from others' cases. And down below in the light, if I meet eyes with Makina, my heart will stop for sure. Come on already, Shinja. It's your sister's birthday. Keep on ignoring calls for me and it seems like mother lost her patience. She opened the almost always locked room and entered my room, without any restraint, to the very center of it, where Makina is always standing, in the very center of the ruins. Why are you still sleeping and the room is a mess? When will you already become like your older sister? Boring. The hallway's lights are blinding. If I close the door, they call me. I'll go back to the darkness. Mother's still here. You hear me? It's your sister's birthday today. Makina doesn't like that you're not there. She says she wants to celebrate with Shinja. Boring. Makina. Makina. Mother's proudly saying her name. She's so boring. Why do you care about me? You're just dragging me out of bed to please Makina. Enough. Stop it. I don't want it. I'm sad to see Makina, to see you so happily talk to Makina. You care about Makina so much? Come on, sister's waiting for you. Please, I'm begging you, leave me alone. Push away to the side of the door, which the uncalled guest came in through. I pushed this Makina's pawn. Bang. Sound of hitting against the closed door. Slap. Sound of falling down on the boat. Shinja, what are you? My angry mother. The moment when I thought it happened before. Creak. Eh? Her mother's neck, a fountain of blood gushed forth, and a sound of falling junk in the light from the gap in the door somehow checked on the situation. Right above the door, when did it appear there? Tilted was a shelf with a broken bracket, and stuff from it dropped on mother. and in mother's throat was a shining blade, which dropped on the floor, precisely slicing her throat. Has to be said, it was beautiful. The blade fell vertically, but as if it was funnel, it cut mother's throat with a sharp tip and sliced it through. Hey, Mom. No answers. My forced breathing sound, the sea of blood. Can't even say if she's alive or not. Help! Shinja, help. I don't understand it like that, Mom. You could try to learn, say, ventriloquism. Look at the murder weapon. A knife. The one that was supposed to kill me. I didn't have time to understand what that means when... What's with the noise? Did something happen? That voice came from the hallway. The door's handle turns. Mother is blocking the door. That person fully opens the door and the still breathing body of mother rolled on the floor. Kaio? What scary image appeared before his eyes? That reaction was a pleasantly fitting calmness. Still first he hit me, standing dumbfounded. Then right away checked mother's condition, ripped her clothes and put them to her throat, decided that it's dangerous to move her, yelling at me to not move. Then ran through the hallway, step, step, step. It wasn't right, that wanting to call an ambulance as soon as possible, ran through a narrow kitchen hallway. And then, bang! He tripped over something and fell down. I hear the sound of falling. The problem appeared later, and I was waiting and waiting, but neither the sound of him getting up nor the dinging sound of picking up the phone was heard. Silence. The thing heard was mother's breathing. Sneak out of the room and head towards the kitchen. Next to the diner temple with a blade deeply stuck in his left eye, lied motionless my father's body. It's dangerous to walk with things like that, Shinja. The other side of the table before the phone, not a single drop of blood on her clothes, stands a smiling machina. And she said with things like that, I looked at my hand. He was gripping a knife. Nervously I relaxed my grip. The stained blade gets stuck in the floor. Sister, what happened? I can't even think about it. Did father die or is he on the brink of death like mother? That's all I'm thinking about. Sister? Stupid me. I still had some hope left. Wanted to explain the situation somehow. Call an ambulance, but... Good job, Shinja. So where did that thing hit mother? Right eye or the jugular vein? I realized this here that is talking to me was the one that gave father the decisive strike. Do you not hear me? I'm asking what's up with mother. The shell fell, right? I didn't see it. At least tell me about it. But did it pierce right eye or throat? I'm getting sick. No point in asking Makina what happened. She's not interested whether mom is alive or dead. She's only interested in wherever the knife hit her. How do you know this? My worries for mom and dad was defeated by terror. Doesn't matter. Not the shelf nor the knife that shouldn't have been there. Not the motionless death. There's no point to ask about any of it. It's all apparent anyway. But why? Why does she know so precisely what happened to mother? What's with you? It's just math and physics. I know the size and mass of mother's body. A step length. Put it all in a formula. And the result is obvious. What were you doing in school all that time, Shinja? Ah, so that's how it is. My room wasn't organized by me. She's the one that arranged everything so it happens. Messy floor, broken light, the place from which she was talking to me. Everything was arranged so she can reach her goal. And then she just had to wait for all conditions were met. Today wasn't the time for decisive action, and she, who didn't care when to start, was waiting for me to flip the switch. She kept waiting for Hisaori Shinja to attack his mother. But why? Stop that. If you decided to do it, there are gentle methods. I'm small. I'm not ready to kill. You know it better than I do. Oh, I see. Mother has a life-threatening wound. Well, the difference between life and death was about whether she stood on her feet or fell on her butt. Tried to add the weight as much as I could, but in the end, the distance was depending on you too. But you and Mother were unlucky. I was a bit weaker. If Mother stood a bit steadier, if the room wasn't in a mesh, she wouldn't have fallen. But you know what, Makina? With all that said, you didn't leave Father lying here to his luck. Yup, what's with Mother? I understand. Now it's time to go on. Kina turns around and picks up the phone. What are you doing? What? I'm calling the police, obviously. We have such a terrifying occurrence here. I'm failing to understand that. The police? Not an ambulance? But after that, Makina will be arrested. After all, this tragedy was arranged by... Ah, got it, Shinja? Your clothes are stained with blood. That's a problem. As a fact, in Hisaori's family circumstances, half a year ago, you physically assaulted me a couple of times. Narrowness of thinking from self-inflicted damage. For the panorama, one uses a fish eye lens. I feel dizziness. My body tried to part with my consciousness. Feel like I've lost my mind. Makina is pressing the buttons. You know who will they think did it? Oh, here. Hello, police? Can't allow it. Can't allow. Can't allow. Abat. For some reason, Abat was conveniently lying in the kitchen. I'll redo what I couldn't do that night. A hand, at least a hand, yes, at least her hand. I had to break it back then. Ah! I swing the bat with all I have, full swing at Makina's right hand, gripping the phone. Amazing world, an amazing world-ripping sound. The phone dropped down. I break it too. Ah! Almost falling, I supported myself with the bat. Save it. Can call the police now. The police has to come for her, but I couldn't stop her in time. Oh. Broke a phone. With a broken hand, Makina moves to the balcony with light steps. You are so scary, Shinja. You don't want the police to be called that much? Ah. And now, farewell. You finally release your chair. She opens the door. Despite the darkness of the inside, the outside is a beautiful sunset. The red balcony, just like back then when she saw a ghost. But don't worry, Shinja will be isolated from society. But I'll continue Shinja's way of acting. Yes, she'll take Hisaori Shinja's place, and I'll be forgotten by everyone. Only one person can sit in a chair. For Makina to sit there, the weak, pitiful, but still owning the chair, me, had to be disposed of first. Sister, 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 sister. I don't know myself what I wanted to say. I want forgiveness. I want help. Maybe I want to believe that this is my sister. And this chuckling in the end. Stupid. Bye-bye, Shinja. From the side, it looked like she was running away from me, laughing, jumping from the third floor's balcony. Smack. Okay, that wasn't how I thought everything was going to go down. 3 years after Hisaori Shinja was arrested, charged in murder of his parents and physical violence to his sister, the beginning of the year 2004. I was put on accounting, but still, they led me to rehabilitate. I had a chance again. Of course, she didn't die back then. She only lost her hand. She was supposed to come out unscratched, but the broken hand messed her plan. So she is not almighty. Maybe it was heavenly punishment, but after that she was just like me, isolated from the world for thorough examination. The plan to empty me, drive me away from Hisaori Shinja was flawless, but when everything was over, she was adjudged to be possessed. Isn't it a little too late? Damn it. I knew it many years ago that she wasn't human. That, of course, I got mitigating circumstances, as I was living with an A syndrome carrier. The lawyers kept talking about huge psychological pressure. I got discharged. My relatives happily accepted me. With orphan aid, I can survive without work for now. Of course, I don't intend to do it. After 3 years in a hospital, I became a different creature. This is the last chance. This time I won't make a mistake. I want to do what happened to be my duty, so that I get relief of it even a second earlier. Luckily, the hardest part, finance, solved itself. Finances solved itself. Empty, lifeless thoughts finally got realistic. There's a lot of reasons to be worried, but talent and money are pair. Even with my level of abilities, I can cover the holes in my talent with money. If fortune doesn't turn away from me, I'll succeed. Well, you aren't thinking about how to increase the amount of money or happiness. Things are going fine. It's life. Maybe it's not okay to say that about yourself, but well, it was a lousy rehabilitation in society. August of 2004. That's it. From today on, Ishizue Arika is discharged from this clinic. Now a specially assigned inspector will keep a watch on him and register his life. Of course, as Ishizue Arika was recognized as latent, he is now accounted as an A syndrome carrier and will get treated accordingly. In case he shows any signs of being unprepared to casual life, the inspector is to act immediately. Any questions? Medical expert Tomamato was wearing a strict black suit and precious the assigned patient with a sharp look. In the examination room of Origa Clinic, probably for the last time, I merely deal with the documents. Shosai, any questions? No more questions, Inspector, sir? Sir. I salute Mato-san. My authority knits her eyebrows, not understanding the joke. Well, what to say? If you ask how bad it is, she's going to keep me on a tight leash even after I'm discharged. Help! Oh, what a time did you choose to get discharged of here, all clean and innocent. Why can't your kin ever choose the right time? it was you who decided on my discharge time. Don't blame everything on me. Let me say this now. I didn't yet commit any crimes. Well, I forget everything that's happened during the day, so I'm not that sure. But I don't think I had any screw-ups anyway. But Mato-san treats all people as criminals. Parents' sins are children's sins, or more like the sister's sins are the brother's sins. I'm sorry, but did you just say your kin? I did. Seriously, Shosai. Your discharge, had to be more loud or something. But last evening they gave us a change order. Discharge is decided on. Do it by any means, but quietly, so that people don't really pay attention to it. You know what this is about? Mato-san spins a ball pen, not looking in my eyes. Not for entertainment, surely it's not the slightest clue, but yeah, we might look like criminals. You don't look like criminals. You are criminals. Crack. She gets angry and the pen breaks. Third one by now. Thomasan doesn't hold herself back even before the inventory. That's rock. But that's not about me, right? I can get discharged, but it's to be quiet. Did the previous one did something? Bingo, it's nice to talk to you during the day. Hey, you bring a pen, a hard one, if possible. The nurse, quietly breathing in the room, shuddered and gave Toma her own pen. Will it be the fourth? Mato-san could maybe smoke to calm down, even though I never saw her smoking. By the way, Shosai, do you remember Hisaori? The one that got discharged half a year ago? I don't remember the face, but I remember what she was like. Shall I show you my Hisaori page? It's okay. I already got a general picture about her this morning. You are not connected to Hisaori Makina. That's for sure and confirmed. Oh, she did con you in and you yourself don't have anything to do with it, but... Brr, brr, spins the grinder. I mean the pen. They should give her a fountain pen, so ultimately less damage will be done in the end. In the end, society treats everyone discharged from here as the same. She screws up and you get hit by it too. When you go outside, they'll be looking at you a bit cold. You'll need to be audacious to survive. In Hisaori's case, can be closed any day, even tomorrow. Hisaori's obviously got into some mess. Precisely a year ago, I got acquaintance with Hisaori Makina, who called herself Hisaori Shinja. We only met during daytime. I don't remember her, but I have a lot of notes about her. I have problems with my left hand and she has problems with her right hand, and somehow we got along. My notes keep saying Hisaori. Weird one. Why did they... I understood half a year before her discharge. Dr. Doolittle told me Hisaori Makina can't do anything herself, so she left copying her younger brother, Hisaori Shinja. Of course it appears weird, she's a girl, but she talks and acts completely like a guy. So what now? And how's Hisaori? Mato-san, your glance is kinda scary. That's because I'm tired. I didn't sleep the whole night because of Hisaori, and the protocols and all seem to point on false accusations. After I send you off, I'll go argue with the jurisdictional inspector assistant. I don't feel like wiping off the possessed, but I don't feel like wiping off the powerless relatives even more. Seriously, examinations here the last couple of years are terrible. More and more cases each year, and it's only the budget that doesn't catch up with time. Examinations of corpses and patients all end up as a single sheet of paper. For how long I have been saying, invest more in finances in it. I silently listen to Mato-san's rants. She's unrivaled, but that's why she doesn't have allies either. But anyway, Shosai, here's what I want to say. Yes, what is it, Inspector Thomas, sir? Even unintentionally, don't spoil my name. If I, for example, become an assigned inspector for Hisaori Makina, that goes without saying, Hisaori is already a lost cause. Roger that, I'll sincerely live an adult life in a dark corner of society. That's good. Well, you have an hour till discharge. What are you going to do here? Rest a bit? No, I wanted to say goodbye to the dog, so I'll go. Will you come too, Mato-san? I won't. Not going to waste time. Go alone. Alright. Shosai, are you still looking for a prosthesis? I've just stood up when she stopped me with a rare... What a rare case for Mato-san's voice. It was hiding reluctance. I am. Why? Well, just that if you really need one, I can introduce you to one perspective. But to be honest, I don't like it. You see, they really want to meet you. She gives a soulful, melancholic sigh. More than the topic about prostheses, I was surprised by how this unthinkable person can go into the blues. Do you understand, Arika-kun? You need not self-confidence. You need someone who needs you. Use your whole life to find that person. That's the reason you should live. I'm still not sure about that one, Doc. The confessional that I came to say goodbye was Dr. Dolittle. As usual, he speaks like a romanticist. What's wrong, Arika-kun? What's with that deadly pale face? Saying, when are they finally going to discharge me? Nothing like that, Doc. You said those parting words pretty well. But it appears I can accept a value for myself. But nevertheless, going forward is very human-like. It's easier after all. Oh, Hisaori-san, I so readily agree. Arika-kun, did those 6 months not spoil your character by any chance? I got your ideas, Doc, but that's all. But why did you mention Hisaori? Did she come here before leaving too? Yeah, just like you. She came for an advice on what to do after discharge. Just like me, eh? It's not like her to think about the outside world, is it? Say, Doc, Hisaori needs to copy someone, right? What was she like when she came here? That I can't tell you. Patient's privacy. Dr. Dolittle smiled, even though he's such a holy saint and a friend to every patient. Origa's clinic is what brought him up. The patient's health is a main priority by any means achieved. If the patient is in normal state, those scary people's doctors can ignore everything else. Fine, it's not going to matter to me in the slightest. It's time for me to go now, Doc. Thank you for bearing with me this whole year. Mainly visiting me to kill the time. Whether we'll meet again is up to my fate, and Mato-san smooth. Same here. By the way, Arika-kun, did you say your goodbyes to Dr. Mato yet? I will gladly, but I can't. I didn't say it yet, but my inspector is a scaring spoiled children to heart attack. Tomato-chan. Doolittle bursts. Looks like he liked that nickname. So many worries, right, Arika-kun? I'm worried about your tack, Doc. You should console me, not laugh. Oh, I do. I wholeheartedly do. But still, Tomato-chan, do you ever say that to Dr. Toma directly? Only once, by accident. A horrible memory. It was an evening. Sadly, the sun had already set. Thriller. Horror. Wow, please tell me about it. I'll note for myself if Dr. Toma has a sense of humor. Alright, why not? Well, I blurted out Toma-chan. She suddenly got all serious, jumped up from her chair, saying, "Sit here," and left. Then she came back from the kitchen with a real tomato, and right before my eyes, splash, crushes it and says, "Shosai, I get it, you want the same to happen with you? How do you like it?" No, she's too scary to joke with. The dog burst out laughing. It was worth it seeing the little laugh, holding his stomach. He's a right sight on the level of Mato, who was in blues mode. Damn, really, Arika-kun, you are like a hero. Doing my best. I wish I could forget it through my amnesia. Ishisue Arika is not brave. He just lost the ability to feel threats. Animals that can perceive stop signals like those fly into the fire, like a small child playing on a highway. Well, that's saying bye. Lead those lost lambs, shepherd. Okay, Dr. Doolittle gently smiled. Let's hope we won't see each other again. By the way, Arika-kun, did you know Dr. Thomas say what you want? Can't bear tomatoes. She says she doesn't even want to touch them. Doesn't hate, just doesn't bear them. That's important. Discharge went fast, and after 1.5 years, I came to my birth to Shikura Town, on Shikura Hill, to Shisue's residence. Mato-san is the one driving, car red roadster, incredible mentality. You will hardly imagine a patient discharged from a clinic getting picked up by a cabriolet. By the way, the clinic's hospital charge was lower than I thought. Weird, I said to Mato-san. That includes your 1.5 years salary. I told you that your help wasn't voluntary. I'm even uncomfortable a bit. That's why while keeping Mato-san at some distance, still entrusted myself to her. And also, Ishisue's resident has a buyer selling next month to pay clinical charges. Count on it. She says it like that while driving. Looks like she has already dealt with the inheritance tax and all problems like that without even asking me. And when the house is booked, I'll live in a tent? Of course not. It's made so you can move to a dorm at any time. If you want, you can do it right now. Yeah, I recommend it. Your kin is easier to watch if we gather you together. Incredibly uncomfortable. That's why I thought wishing to flee from evil tomato, but still put up with it. Call me once in 4 days. If you don't, I'll think you are either dead or on the run. Releasing me near the Ishizue sign, saying, "Well, bye." The roadster does a drifter turn and disappear. The community dorms for A syndrome carriers was on Shikura's town north, on the exact opposite side of Shikura Hill, relatively to the train station. Buildings of social help and welfare number 13, sticking easily to remember. After walking through the concrete walls, past the curtained guard booth, I got a free room on the fourth floor. Hurriedly examining Ishisue's Arika's room, feeling a slight alert about the neighbor's barking dog, I got sad thinking about how I'll have to live here in a month. Um? In the third floor's hallway, some loud people were having fun. The blue uniforms and hats suited them, and they were, as they called them, cops. At the moment, diligently doing a search. Getting involved is a pain, but I have to live here in a month. How can I not measure the risk? Ah, there. Talked a bunch of policemen, and a man in a Hawaiian shirt came my way. This weirdo didn't look like a policeman after all. Hi, do you live here? The Hawaiian t-shirt guy, if you look closer, wearing makeup, gazed at me. Hello, I'm getting in next month. Is it like that here every day? No, it's not. It's the first time I see something like that. Law enforcement checking through Arika-chan's room. It was my turn to gaze at him this time. The Hawaiian t-shirt guy is surprised again. Hey, aren't you by chance Arika-chan's brother? How weird, different face, but you two seem very much alike. Okay, so the last time we saw that was probably Makima then. Or the real Shisaori. I have a younger sister, but I doubt you mean her. By the way, my name is also Arika. Ishizue Arika. Why, the guy whose room is being searched, does he have the same name? Okay, then it's very likely Makina. Wow, your name's completely the same? The surprised Hawaiian t-shirt guy still examined me and dived into thoughts. Then he said, so you are the real one. What? Wow, you are pretty sharp. Ah, don't flatter me, you silly. I thought Arika-chan is weird too. It's a weird too. It's a girl that acts like a boy, and there I thought there was something else behind it. And it appears Arika-chan is a boy after all. But who's the previous Arika-chan then? I'm worried about her though. Though she's not my type. Who knows? If I'm the real one, then she's someone that is not Ishizue Arika. Finishing the Hawaiian t-shirts guy's story, half a year ago a woman came here calling herself by my name, got into a mess yesterday and finally disappeared. Arika living here half a year ago had, yes, one hand, and she was completely like me except for the face. Weird though. An alien will have gotten discovered right away. Nope, it won't. There are no signs on doors after all. Are you the one of those that dig through the new one's family registers? Who are those? How about mail or guards? Silly you, it's all informal. My name's Nijima, but most letters come to me by my name, Flowery. An alias is an alias, and the landlord gathers all the bills from the residents and pays himself. So it's usually here to use aliases, and a guard here is wacky just like Nijima-chan, never meddling in residents' businesses. Realtors and owners nowadays are barely familiar enough with the residents, and an alias isn't in a way of being friends with neighbors, yeah? But sometimes there's something still left in the notes, like the driver's license or passbook. So if I recall correctly and they are taking away a driver's license, then you are discharged. And the passbooks, well, you don't usually show them to others. And I have you for a second. Hey you, Ishizue Arika. Oh crap. Damn, questioned by an investigator on the discharge day. It was stupid of me to fool around with Nijima-chan. The policeman in the hallway heard my name and gave me out to investigators. What does that mean, Mato-san? What are cops doing? Are the cops doing their job properly? Yes, I am Ishizue Arika, going to live here starting next month. I'll tell you from the start, I wasn't the one living in that room over there, so yeah. I don't want to go to the station for further investigation. So I say everything as it is. But the policeman didn't stay idle either. The police they already found out both that I wasn't in Shikura until today and that in the room under the question was someone using my name as an alias. Oh yeah, can I ask you a question too? The one living under my name, who was that? A girl called Hisaori Makina, same age as you, but you know what? That guy say you are the same with her, but the only thing you have in common is that you are both one-handed. Oh, sorry, no hard feelings. No hard feelings. I'm really one-handed after all. By the way, Hisaori Makina, what was she doing under my name? The investigations appears to be a nice guy, so I decided to find out more about it. Blackmail, swindling, what else? Some minor stuff about illegal trades. Just 20 years old but already performing such violent beatings. I guess, and also, I wonder why I guess, but I'm even more interested in what's to follow. And what also? I asked a question appropriate for an innocent victim whose name was used. The young investigator sighed out something like, already talking, guess I'll tell, and I guess it's the best one. Suspicion of murder of Hisaori Shinja. They told me something about something absolutely unrelated to me. Ishizue Arika. A day ago it finished the case. And so the honeymoon I lived in was suddenly spoiled. Today at around 6 o'clock in the industrial area of Nosu, in Shikura City, in a residential area, a body of a young man was found, identified as Hisaori Shinja, 19 years old, living in said place. By the words of the witness and Hisaori's notes, accused with his death is Hisaori Makina, been seen there at the time of my mood raised by the fight before, had crumbled to dust. What the hell? Irresponsible newsmen keep talking. Hisaori Shinja was pierced with a sharp object in the abandoned Hisaori house, and now all the suspicion falls on his older sister, Hisaori Makina. It is incomprehensible to the point of losing consciousness. Makina kills Shinja? How and why? Why is it me who killed him? But all fits. I came to the industrial area of Nosu a couple of hours ago. When I came into the old Hisaori house, it was like a disposed shell. Means that Shinja was killed after I left. Who framed me is unknown. The obvious thing is that since I really was in that room, I'm screwed. Fingerprints, hair, witnesses, evidence of me being there can be hidden. By a strange coincidence, everything's happened in the same room. Number 303, where 3 years ago, Hisaori Shinja's parents died. The style of the murder is the same. Hisaori Shinja was killed with a cutting weapon. What could lead to a repeat of that tragedy? We believe we see a connection to the A syndrome. They are reading Hisaori Shinja's dossier now. The case that took place 3 years ago. Accidental death of parents. Thrown from a balcony, his older sister, further recognized as an A syndrome carrier. Looks like that's the main part in this show, now that they read the dossier of Hisaori Makina, discharged from a quarantine clinic half a year ago. Such an ungraceful newsman, pleasing me with entertainment before. Now he started talking too much. Is he stupid? She killed Hisaori Shinja because she was mad about him publicizing her state? Those are your rumors. I'm at a loss of words. She didn't. Oh well, I'm worried of Ishizue Arika's skin. Anyway. I did not see Shinja all these 3 years. I'm not mad at him at all. Yes, there is no reason to. Just as there is no reason to get lynched by some minors that I saw for the first time in my life. And since I was Ishizue Arika, you had no reason to bully Makina either. And anyway, you are all thousands of years too early to act out on a revenge on me. Fine, they don't understand because there's not enough. I'm not thinking about that. It's not clear what happened and how. But Ishizue Arika, whom I was until now, is no longer good. Events that will stay in memories are fine. You get in trouble, the police will come right away. Residents of that area might recognize me as Ishizue Arika, but I'm Hisaori Makina in all my papers, and I can get away from that. You don't even have to search for anything where I live. And then suspiciously acting like me, calling myself Ishizue Arika, and 6 liters of blood I unfortunately spilled half an hour ago came together. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What is this? Why? Put on my clothes. I no longer need my bank book. Put in the cash that piled up in my pockets, grabbing that only one, nicely framed baggage for me. As Hisaori Makina, I leave the room that I live in for half a year. Stupid Shinja, I could have stayed longer. Just how much are those newsmen allowed to babble? They found Shinja's body. That's probably true, but stories about Makina are more than the author's guesses. If it was an official viewpoint, my apartment would be filled with cops by now, but there are none, meaning that the policeman examined Shinja's body in no hurry. Sometime they'll finally remember Hisaori Makina, but be it good or bad, first ones to make such a guess were the rumors. What to do? What to do? What to do? Slowing my breathing, I leave the area. I clearly judge my situation, and I'm not afraid to be thought of as a brother killer. It's obviously a false accusation, and even if they made it as if I were the one that killed him, it will at most be brought back to the clinic. Not too much to worry about. That's why I only have one reason to get so unsightly mad. What to do? I need to find the next model. Yes, ever since I stopped being Ishizue Arika, I can do anything. Nothing will work out well for me because I became Hisaori Makina again. From the time I ran away from dawn to the morning, 10 hours. I go crazy, simultaneously somehow concealing myself, then hiding my baggage so I can come and get it later, making a kind face with a half smile. It doesn't stay in memory. I forced myself through the sea of people and moved to the outskirts of town, where the fields are. By the time I hid in one of the small forests scattered there, the date has probably changed. It was a night of recalling memories. How many years has it been since I last returned to my head like that? Only unnecessary things come up there. Like a ghost I saw when I was a like the ghost I saw when I was a kid. Like father coming to the kitchen gravely pale. Like the sounds with which he, stepping back a bit, fell on his back. Like a face showing pain from the unbearable pain in the back of the head, changing into the surprise of the seeing the falling knife. My right hand hurts. When I become Makina like that, I can't help but get surprised by myself from that time. Why did I go that far, no matter how much I was pressured? It wasn't that bad. But yeah, having no place in life, that's my case. But really, maybe I did overdo it. My gears with no limiters, my gas pedal with no brakes. That cars will once fail to make a turn. Such a train will soon fall off the rails. I made a mistake not now, but long ago. I was a perfect child, or so they say. But it wasn't price that I wanted, and I wasn't able to physically feel what glory is. To something so amorphous, I would prefer a much clearer light, heartful warmth. Maybe I was a failed creature in that too. I went the wrong way. The body is a plane, and the soul is a beast that moves using limbs. That's why I ask you, God, give this tiny soul a small vessel. Ouch, how weird. My right hand hurts. Alright, I'm still walking with a prosthesis. When I was fighting those six, it was moving, but now it isn't. It doesn't bother me, but it's disgusting. I want to take it off, but I can't. Ah, ah, because I, Hisaori Makina, can't do even that much. I pity myself so much I want to cry. I need to start my spring faster. I will be found out right away like that. Started thinking about what I wanted the most right now. Well, yes, because why everything happened like that? Who was the reason to go to that industrial area of Nosu, where I didn't need anything? Who talked with the who talked with a burning desire for revenge to the sister of Hisaori Shinja? I still had the basement of Karyokaye. Alright, I think we will be leaving it here for now. Next time we will see Makina's meeting with Kaio. Well, Makina's pretty interesting. I don't think I'm going to be sure what to think about her till this arc ends. But she's definitely pretty interesting. Well, thank you very much for watching another episode here in Crimson Moon. Feel free to like and subscribe if you wish, and we will see you later.